David Icke has been sounding the alarm on universal basic income for a very long time. But now, with all of these recent announcements, it feels as though we are on the cusp of a massive change around our entire financial system. And it also does take into effect the cost of financial control and our financial freedom. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So David Icke recently posted about universal basic income experiments expanding to 20 cities in 14 states. Now, if we actually look at this, right, we know that UBI is being trialed in a lot of areas around the world. Specifically, for an example, here we have England, £1,600 a month to be trialed in 2 places in England. And outside of this, we also know that some United States like Oregon, for an example, voters are now deciding this fall whether to increase corporate taxes to establish the nation's largest universal basic income program. And this would give every resident $1,600 that has sparked massive opposition fundraising. This is a very big concern. And I feel as though the warning was already there when we started to see stimulus pushed, right? And I think that is where everything started to accelerate around, the UBI talks, the CBDC discussions. They utilized the pandemic as a massive driver of this agenda. And ever since, it's been in overdrive. Now, if we go over here, we have Guaranteed Income Pilot's dashboard. This is actually showing us a complete full breakdown of all the areas around the world that have been trialing this UBI. This is called Guaranteed Income, but it's basically UBI. And this is all the trials. And you can see the duration, the monthly payments, the number of participants. I mean, this is very significant, okay? And I want you guys to understand that all of this is because of what we are seeing around our economy. What is being pushed? For an example, if we actually scroll down, right, we can see economic context for pilot participants. But if we look at some of the quotes here, we have, I couldn't sleep at night because I was worried about how I was going to pay student loans, personal loans, and my car payment. These payments have allowed me to pay for these things. Now, let me ask you all this, all right? If we are going to give out guaranteed income every single month, does that sound sustainable? How is that currency going to hold any value? I want to play a video clip actually of David Icke talking about this guaranteed income trap. Check this out.
And they're going to say the only way to sort this out is to have people given a guaranteed income.
They're already talking about it, aren't they?
And the guaranteed income, I was writing this in the books way before it was ever mentioned publicly, but now it's everywhere. We will give you a guaranteed income, which will be a pittance, to pay for the basics of life. It won't. But you're only going to get it if you do as you're told. If you're a dissident against the system, if you're challenging the system and questioning the system, you ain't going to get it. And oh, by the way, if you don't accept it, how else are you going to earn a living? We've destroyed everything else. That's the idea. And it's unfolding before our eyes if only people would care to look. It's at a very fast rate. But, and I keep coming back to this, Brian, it can only happen if people acquiesce to it. Right. If a few can't control billions, unless the billions acquiesce. And we've left it late in the day to stop doing it, but it's still possible. And the encouraging thing is more and more people are seeing it, which they didn't see before.
And yeah, that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to wake people up because if we go back to COVID, I know a lot of people that got that stimulus check and they were extremely ecstatic about it. They were happy about it. They were like, this is great. It's free cash from the government. No questions asked. But they don't realize, because again, tunnel vision is a big problem when it comes to a lot of these things. They don't realize the after effects. All of a sudden, their groceries are skyrocketing in cost. Utilities are getting expensive. The cost of living is starting to, obviously become unlivable. And this is the after effects of free cash, along with government spending and printing. For an example, actually, if we go over here, we have Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers, purchasing power of the consumer dollar in US city average. Look at this. This goes all the way back here to 1913 to today. See, this is exactly how the elites are doing this. This is exactly how they are making sure that you are poor, keeping you in the rat race, gaining control over you, and they're also wiping out your savings. They're wiping out your money. If this is what the government can do with the dollar, why are we paying taxes? Why are we paying taxes? Why are we even at this current moment in time, why are we even supporting what these central bankers are doing? This is a problem. And this is all manufactured. This is all controlled. This is controlled demolition of our financial system. And by the way, if you thought that this was bad, check out the overall forecast of federal debt. Yeah, guess what? We are in 2024, and this forecast is already wrong because we are already ahead of schedule. But this is saying by 2034, we're going to be hitting $54 trillion. I would argue that we're probably going to hit that a lot sooner than 2034. But do you notice that debt is not going to slow down? It's not going to stop. It's not going to shrink, which means inflation's only going to continue. The cost of living is only going to go up. And this is going to happen at the same exact time that the overall salary, right, wages, are not going to keep pace with this. Which means, yeah, they are going to have to give out UBI, guaranteed income, to everyone. And people are going to openly accept it. Even though all of this is manufactured, it's all controlled. This is all by plan. And then you have people like Elon Musk that are pushing robots forward. We already know that Optimus is basically here, and this will transform physical labor in industrial settings. Yeah, I don't think that this is something that we should be clapping for and celebrating. This is going to be the demise of jobs. It's going to be the demise of, any sort of economic growth, because what this is going to lead to is UBI, which means you're going to get a set, value every single month, and you're not going to have a job. You're not going to, this is not something that I would be cheering for. And by the way, remember that Elon Musk literally warned us about this. With more robots, massive unemployment will hit the globe. Universal basic income is necessary for human survival. Later in 2024, Elon Musk gave it a new name, called it universal high income. Again, they're trying to change the name because people are getting aware of what's happening here. Guaranteed income. Now we have universal high income. But remember that this is someone that is pushing robots forward at the same exact time that he's telling us, guess what? You're going to see massive unemployment. He also was warning us about robots for years. But now he's the one pushing it. But check this out.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better.
Okay.
What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
But again, this is someone that is pushing robots forward. Everyone's celebrating it. This is going viral. Everyone's excited about it. And it's just kind of comical. It really is kind of comical on where, things are headed. A lot of this is all forced by the way. It's all by plan. The elites have been pushing for robots and AI for a while. They've also been pushing, UBI for years now. And this is all because, guess what? Look at the currency. They have absolutely killed the value and the purchasing power of these currencies. And this is not just a US dollar problem. It is a fiat currency problem. When you give central bankers control over currency, and then you also give, fiscal policy to, people that are playing into an agenda, this is exactly what you get. And, a lot of people say, like, there's no way that this is, possible. Like, there's no way that people are actually, behind this, causing this to happen. No, they are. This is all by plan. Like, they're not dumb. This is not like, oh, hey, guess what? They must be stupid. And, they did this the complete wrong way. No, like, this is all by plan. Like, they wanted this to happen. And now we're starting to see control being usurped from citizens, from individuals, and it's going right up the food chain to central bankers and the elites that basically, run the show. We need to wake up, and everyone needs to wake up. We need to wake up as many people as possible to what is actually going on here. Because I get that it's scary, I get that it's concerning, but this is serious. Like, these are serious problems that will affect everyone. So we need to wake up, and we need to understand what is going on here and prepare accordingly. Buying some, physical gold, physical silver, making sure that we're, investing into assets, not holding a currency that continues to lose value year over year by plan. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.